Alright, welcome back. So we are continuing on working on the wide X-Maxx. I just finished gearing it up. Now what we're going to work on is getting these shocks to perform a little better. So I have some aluminum shock caps. I've never blown off or broken a shock cap on an X-Maxx. What I do notice, you see the little bit of fluid right there? We're starting to get a leak on this front one. So 7764X, $66 for these shock caps. We're going to utilize some aluminum caps while keeping the old caps because I just don't know. And then we're going to utilize some of this foam for our battery trays. Repurpose what you can, boys and girls. So first thing I'm going to do, since I believe the springs are different front and rear. I could be wrong, but I've got a broken bulkhead, I believe, because this upper arm where it attaches is cracked right in here and the other side is cracked. So I'm gonna have to take a look and see what piece this is and get that ordered up. I've never broken any bulkheads on my X-Maxxes, but with the hard front end landings that I've been getting, God, this bumper's facing way down because of this piece. So I'm going to heat that up, straighten that stuff back up. But that's interesting. Putting all the stress with these big arms, flexibility of these arms, is now creating a problem there. The back one seems okay. The front, this upper shock tower bracket, which I don't know if that's what they call a bulkhead, is definitely cracked on this side. But I'm going to pop these shocks off because that's what we're here to do, is to change out the fluid and see about getting some better cushion instead of a hop off some of these jumps, especially on the rear. Yeah, I just need to slow down these springs. So let me see what shock fluid I have. All right, we got some 80K. Hopefully this is enough. I know I got 2 full bottles. Well, 1 bottle that's half. Well, that, I don't know. It's like almost 3 bottles of shock fluid, 80K. Seems to be a popular type of fluid that I run in a lot of different shocks. So I'm gonna up this to 80K. So let's get these front shocks. I'm gonna do front and then rear. So we're gonna go ahead and get these shocks taken off. I'm gonna pull out all the little grub screws first. Then we'll pop these pins. I really enjoy how easy the X-Maxx is to work on. So I got my little pick here. We're gonna go ahead and loop these front. We're gonna hit the top. And it's as easy as that. Can't ask for anything easier to pop off some shocks, especially as strong as they are. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take all the tension out of these shocks. Some preload, I guess you would say. Once you finish the preload, we're going to go ahead and get the springs removed. There we go. Now I'm going to clean up the base. These tend to get packed with shock fluid and grease, and then dirt. Then it becomes like sandpaper. Try to get in there and get out whatever you can that is collected up. Here's our new shock caps. They do not have any rubber inside of them at all. Going to check the condition, make sure none of these are broken. There's not a lot of play in them. And then we're going to go ahead and thread down our adjusters so we can get to the top. And we're going to go ahead and pop these shock caps off. Take a look. These are original, never serviced them. Well, no, these did get serviced because I had to change the shock fluid with the white kit. And as you notice, they're full. So I'm going to take the container and we're going to empty out all this burnt up shock fluid. It's pretty dirty if you ask me. There's one. I'm going to pop out the other one. If you're just changing the cap, you just unscrew this, screw on the new one, but we're changing fluid as well. The shock comes up to about 3/4 of the way up, so it doesn't even travel the whole way, and you can see where the shaft is starting to discolor on both of them. But it is pretty thin. Turn these upside down. Open up some 80K. I imagine it's going to take almost a full bottle each shock. Try to get these bubbles. I've got to let this sit. Let that one sit. We're going to fill up another one. Use the rest of this bottle. That bottle's pretty much done. Grab another one. Wow, that one's done too. Grab a full bottle. Almost to the top. And we're going to go ahead and let this sit. We'll be right back. All right. So, been sitting a couple hours. We're going to get these sealed up now. Push them down in the center. So, went ahead and deadheaded the shock. Nice and quiet. One finger. And that's how it's done. Deadhead the shock. One finger. And the front two are done. Repeat for the rear. So I'm going to get these put back on. We'll be right back. There we go. All the dirty fluid. Let me get them filled up, get this fluid changed. Alright, so went ahead and got it all back together. So, nice and plush now. Front bumper is tweaked. So I got the screwdriver jammed in here. We're going to heat this up. We're going to let it sit overnight. Hopefully we can get the bumper back into shape. These down here have bent. I do have to look into why, what piece is broken here. As you see, the top half is missing. And the other side is not like it. Should be more like this back here where the pin is covered all the way. Here's the other side, the other front. As you see, the pin's totally closed. Looks like the back block or something to the pin is broken on the other side. Went ahead and got the cush drive rebuilt. Bearings were bad in that. Got the gearing geared up to a 20-tooth pinion, Traxxas gearing. You'll see that video as well coming soon. But for the most part, we got everything back together. Motor's back in. As you see, sounding nice and smooth. We got all the bearings and all the wheels redone. Definitely sounds a lot smoother. Kind of like a duck poop on a slide handle. Nice and smooth. So hopefully it can stay that way for a while. Shocks all rebuilt. Thicker fluid. Definitely a lot plusher than it was before. Hopefully this will stop the rear hop. Can we make the wide X-Maxx great? Handle as good as the standard X-Maxx in a wider stance without causing more damage, more breakage? Well, we have air control now. So I do have a couple things that I do need to order up. This back bumper brace is broken. So it's what happens when it takes a beating because you don't have much air control. Got all the tires put back on. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.
Oh, too much brake.